Well, good morning and thank you. As she said, I am not William Chesser. I'm Rick Johnson, although William and I do a lot of work together, and he sent me his slides, but I'm excited to be able to talk to you about, from our perspective, some best practices that we've seen as we have been implementing e-textbooks from both a publisher perspective and from a university customer perspective. Some of the expectations that we've seen in the market and some of the bumps and bruises that have been learned along the way, sort of just to share in terms of what we've seen out there and what we are hearing from them as far as expectations. Vital source, this is the vendor warning. You've got like 3 slides of vendorness coming on you right now. Okay, so this is the heads up. Vital source, we have a lot of compelling evidence to make this claim. It's a hard claim to make, but we believe that from what we have done in the marketplace in terms of delivering content out there. We've got about 3.25 million users right now, active users. We've been delivering since 1999. Last year we delivered more than 7 million e-textbooks into the marketplace. We've delivered more than 10 million e-textbooks in the last couple of years. It's been a tremendous growth for us, especially globally and internationally, delivering in 25 languages to more than 200 countries on 6,000 campuses. It's a huge market, and what we're doing there is delivering the kinds of content and the kinds of interactive capabilities and the kinds of textbooks into the marketplace that the customers are demanding and asking for, whether it's enhanced e-textbooks, whether it's interactive content, all on an enterprise platform, tightly integrated with LMSs in a very scalable platform. We have, almost done with the vendor slides here, seen tremendous growth in the marketplace. I think this is typical of everyone up here. All of us have seen this kind of growth moving forward. It's a growth that's been really paralleling a lot of the trends in the industry and a lot of the growth in the industry as we have moved through in our nearly now 15 years coming up of delivering content into the market. We have been pleased to be a leader in a lot of the different areas, pleased to be a leader in a lot of the different types of capabilities that are out there that are really coming to fruition now in terms of platforms and capabilities that are out there. So enough of the vendorness. What have we learned while we did all that? What have we learned while we were out there? And I want to talk to you from a university perspective and from a publisher perspective, some of the best practices that have come up, some of the things that we have seen and observed. What universities want, the customers we're talking to, they want books where their students are. They want books embedded in the environments that the students are working with. They want them on the platforms that they're using. They want them delivered in the environment that they're at. They want the support paths that they're training them on their campus to be able to support the platforms that they're using, and to be able to train them and let them use it in the environments that they want, and let teachers and faculty integrate that as well. And this is a complex environment as you're implementing these solutions in the universities. This is a complex solution and a lot of different parallel paths that have to be brought in. As we work with these environments, there's a lot of different partners that need to be brought in terms of bringing online both content, bringing online the different integration capabilities and support needs that move through different alternate paths, and as well deliver a course out to where that term may start, but then also following the term in terms of things like add drop and being able to support how do students live and what is the life cycle of a student in that campus as they may come into a course and leave a course, and may bring different requirements into that environment. What universities do not want, we hear clearly, is to hand out codes. They do not want to hand out a lot of manual labor. They want things integrated into their systems so that you can have content where people want them. We're often talking about where successes are in the university marketplace. And with any large group, with any group of people that get together, there's always, especially in a new initiative in a university where they're implementing e-textbooks, the saboteur, the person who doesn't want it to succeed. And it's easy to say, if you want ebooks to not succeed on your campus, lock them up. Make them overly restrictive with the DRM. Make them not able to print or copy or paste outside of the academic mission that the university wants. And you guarantee a failure, because they need to be able to use the content in the mission that they're delivering on and use it in the devices that they want, whether it's online, whether it's download, to be able to bring people into that environment. And that's a key piece for the customers that we've been working with. And they want to make sure that as the students bring their devices on here, that it works on the devices that they have, whatever those devices are. that they can bring and they can download that content onto their laptop if they want to use it on their Mac or their Windows device, that they can bring it into their tablet environment and use it if they brought that tablet to school, or even on a mobile device, whether it's iOS or Android, to be able to study on the train or study on the subway, or bring that content to where they need to be able to use it, but yet also give them the ability from any internet-connected machine. If I need to log in and just get to it, give me a browser and let me hop on and get it. And this has to be all supported so that they can use the content where they want and not have to carry the books around in the backpack that we all grew up with doing and using in those environments. You know, the enormous backpack that's not required with these great devices now, and being able to bring this content around. From a publisher point of view, we see really three key best practices that we're hearing from the marketplace. The one revolves around content format, and you're going to hear a lot about that up here. It needs to be compelling. It needs to be highly interactive. It needs to be really meeting where the students want to see content. EPUB 3 is a great format for driving that. We're seeing a lot of very compelling content being driven, because if you're familiar at all with the standard of EPUB 3, it's essentially a set of best practices for how do I do the kinds of things I can do in a website in a book. And how do I take advantage of using the uniqueness that I have in my environment as a publisher, where I want to say, well, let me make this look how I want it to look. Let me bring this around so I can have it look how I want it to be in a book, with the power of the website, to be able to bring the website across. Secondly, what we're hearing from publishers is that they want to make sure that that LMS and that integration is there so that we can deliver the content where the students are. And you can deliver it directly within the course, and you can integrate those kinds of assessments that are going on now inside of the book directly into the grade books in the LMSs, directly into the usage data environment, so that I can understand as an instructor, are students using this data? Are they working with this data? Are the assessments that they're doing inside of the content flowing back into the devices that the school has in the LMSs and the SIS systems to be able to integrate those together? And then lastly, what we're hearing from publishers in terms of best practices is really to think globally, because there's huge, significant growth opportunity happening globally, and there's a lot of interesting things and scary things in some cases going on right now with things around territory activation. As I'm sure you're all aware, the recent Supreme Court case really changes a lot of the dynamics in terms of global business and reimportation, in that as you take titles and sell them into emerging markets, they show up back into a market where the pricing is off, or the pricing is different, or the content is not appropriate. And you need to have a platform that allows you to designate the territories that you want content to be used in, content to be activated in, and to have that platform protect against the codes from being reimported back. And publishers are very keenly aware of looking for these kinds of solutions. So from a very high level point of view, from a content level point of view, from looking at where e-textbooks are going in terms of best practices, we're seeing that there's a lot of technology solutions out there that need to align with what the universities want and what the publishers both want to be able to bring into the marketplace.